So this format, this video, whoever is watching, I just want to give them a clarity that I've got a couple of questions to ask you. I believe that you are the right person to answer and mentor them for the people who are watching this video. In the beginning, we'll go over, let's say, the basic questions of trading psychology, and later we'll jump into the intermediate level questions and then to the advanced level.
We have to learn to perform under conditions of pressure and uncertainty.
Okay.
So that then reduces trading to not just an intellectual exercise.
Okay.
If it was just an intellectual exercise, you would have a lot more successful traders.
Okay.
Because there's many people with good IQ who don't make it in trading. But the emotional competencies, the belief in the other things, those intangibles, they're, I believe, probably 80% of the successful. The only one thing I would say, whatever method you choose, don't overcomplicate it.
Okay.
Make it relatively simple,
Okay.
something that you can execute.
So, what is the best time frame would you suggest for a trader who want to focus on one thing? Because as a newbie, I will jump in to watch this video, RSI video, Bollinger Band video, or whatever the resources available in front of me in the YouTube. It's completely free. So, how do I analyze and understand which trading style or strategy suits my psychology? How do I create a mindset for a long-term success? Because people in India who are looking for starting a funded account challenge, if they hit a 12 months consecutive return of 5%, they are eligible to get a work visa. Okay? If they want to keep a long-term vision, what is the best suggestion you would give in terms of quantity, size management, or I'm asking too much, I know, but the first question is, how do they prepare themselves for the funded challenge?
But the emotional competencies, the belief in the other things, those intangibles, they're, I believe, probably 80% of the success formula.
Okay, got it. So this format, this video, whoever is watching, I just want to give them a clarity that I've got a couple of questions to ask you. I believe that you are the right person to answer and mentor them for the people who are watching this video. In the beginning, we'll go over, let's say, the basic questions of trading psychology, and later we'll jump into the intermediate level questions and then to the advanced level. Okay? So the first question what I have is, how important to have a trading plan and manage emotions? That includes, what are the characteristics of managing emotions, or how do we have a trading plan then?
So one of the challenges with trading is there's so much information out there as people learn how to trade or they learn a certain method,
Okay.
their main priority is then to find a way to systematize what it is they've learned.
Okay.
I think one of the mistakes traders make in the early stages is they try to do too much.
Okay.
And with technical analysis, and literally, I don't know how many millions of different technical indicators there are out there now.
Okay.
So a trading plan is about being clear on your method,
Okay.
being clear on your money management, which is
Okay.
your risk management,
Okay.
and having a plan you can follow. That alone won't make someone successful. Obviously, they have to have an edge in the market. But then the other side of it is one, having the plan, the other, having the ability to execute the plan.
Okay.
And executing the plan
Okay.
is more than just an intellectual exercise. You need emotional fortitude,
Okay.
discipline, and other important characteristics to give you the best chance of succeeding.
Okay. So what is the best thing you would suggest for a beginner to start with? As you mentioned, they go for a Bollinger Band, RSI, moving averages, so many indicators and those steps. As a beginner, should I use that or just follow on the price action?
There's no right answer to that question. The only one thing I would say, whatever method you choose, don't overcomplicate it.
Okay.
Make it relatively simple,
Okay.
something that you can execute.
Okay.
So if you're using a particular technical indicator, price action, an ICT strategy, trend following, whatever it is, just master one thing at a time. You don't have to live with it forever,
Okay.
but just prove to yourself you have the ability to execute it consistently.
Okay.
And from there you can build the capacity to become more proficient in your execution.
Got it.
The challenge comes when people try to incorporate so many different strategies simultaneously.
Okay.
And there's a phrase, the man who runs after two chickens catches neither of them.
I understand.
So the point is you have to be able to focus, and the
Okay.
human mind can only really focus on one thing at a time well.
Okay. So what is the best time frame would you suggest for a trader who want to focus on one thing? Because as a newbie, I will jump in to watch this video, RSI video,
Yeah.
Bollinger Band video, or
Yeah.
whatever the resources available in front of me in the YouTube. It's
Yeah.
completely free. So how do I analyze and understand which trading style or strategy suits my psychology?
Yeah, I think in the early stages you do have to experiment a little bit.
Okay.
But if, for example, you were going to study every trading strategy out there,
Okay.
you would be dead before you.
Okay.
You'd be dead, right, before you've studied them all.
Okay.
So in the end, you do have to make, trade-offs
Okay.
and focus on one thing.
Got it.
And again, I'm not one of these people that say there's this one way to trade and there's no other way.
Okay.
There are many good strategies out there.
Okay.
The strategy isn't necessarily as important as people think. Probably what's more important is mindset and risk management.
Okay.
Within this, coupled with
I
the
100%
strategy.
agree with you that, because if you give me a strategy which works for you for 80% of the time, and if that psychology is not suiting to me, I'm gonna do up.
Yeah, you'll find a way to sabotage your efforts. Yeah.
Got it. So let's get into the next question. What is the best way to develop discipline as a beginner?
Again, I always believe the concept of starting small.
Okay.
Let's say you go to the gym and you want to build muscle. It's not a good idea to try and lift 100 kilos straight away.
Okay.
Maybe you start with 20 or 30 kilos.
Okay.
And when you feel you can do that, you slowly increase. So when it comes to your trading, discipline is about being able to make a commitment to yourself and keep it
Okay.
with regard to a particular strategy, method and discipline.
Got it.
And when you know you can do that,
Okay.
then you have confidence to build and promise yourself more.
Okay.
But ultimately what you do on a day-to-day basis, the important is consistency in trading comes from you being consistent.
Okay.
If we're inconsistent, that inconsistency will reflect in our trading.
So should I focus on building a habit where I'm waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, or should I stick on to the daily routine habits to make that discipline into trading, or it's two things are different?
They all interact, because if your life is out, if you want to be a successful trader,
Okay.
and your life is out of control, maybe you have I'm sure this may not apply to a lot of people listening, but if you've got issues with addiction, if for example you're emotionally dysfunctional,
Okay.
I found that trading tends to attract a lot of addictive, emotionally dysfunctional people.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
If you take trading seriously, trading can actually help you with those issues if you learn to master yourself.
Got it.
But the truth is, if your life's out of control,
Okay.
trading's not going to make your life better. It's going to make your life worse because what you're doing outside of trading is going to filtrate into your trading.
Okay, so the so-called demons will come into the and hit
Yeah.
you all the time when you take a trade. And so when do you hit that position? Let's say if I have a FOMO, how do you analyze that? Okay, I have a FOMO, that's why I am taking a trade, or I'm going wrong, I'm going into this place. How do you analyze each trading psychology and work on them?
So that's a massive question, and there's many different things that are going on in someone's mind.
Yeah.
But you mentioned FOMO, the fear of missing out. Okay, so what's behind that can be a fear of the future.
Okay.
An inability to deal with uncertainty.
Okay.
It can also be a desire to get rich quickly.
Okay.
So you've got impulsivity there.
Okay.
So these are all emotional traits that we have to rein in as traders.
Okay.
So again, we don't become patient by reading a book about patience.
Got it.
Or listening to this interview.
Okay.
We become patient by learning patience when we don't want to be patient.
Got it.
In the same way that we build muscle through resistance.
Yeah.
So things like FOMO, we have to expose ourselves to very uncomfortable places so that our emotions can become acclimatized slowly.
Got it.
And we have to be deliberate and intentional about working on those issues.
Okay.
But it's a massive area because it's trading. What I believe and what I know and I've seen in myself is, imagine the weaknesses you have in your emotional life or in your life in general.
Okay.
You may know about them or
Okay.
you may not know about them.
Okay.
Whatever those weaknesses are,
Okay.
if you seek to be a professional trader,
Okay.
the market will find those weaknesses
Okay.
and it will bring them to the surface.
Okay.
Right. At that point, you have to decide what you're going to do. Whether you're going to face the darkness,
Okay. And
face your demons,
Okay.
or run
Got it.
away from it.
So if I want to start a funded account or a financial freedom challenge for 100K, okay, and I don't have these kind of demons with me because it's a evaluation account, but I'm spending a little capital. I know for a fact if I lose, I'm going to lose that much. But how do I create a mindset for a long-term success? Because people in India who are looking for starting a funded account challenge, if they hit a 12 months consecutive return of 5%, they are eligible to get a work visa. Okay. If they want to keep a long-term vision, what is the best suggestion you would give in terms of quantity, size management, or the I'm asking too much, I know, but the first question is, how do they prepare themselves for the funded challenge?
I think with any funded challenge, you have to look at the risk management is very important.
Okay.
If you want to take the funded challenge seriously, you can over risk and get lucky and pass these challenges very quickly.
Okay.
I recognise they are speculative challenges, so I recognise the normal risk parameters that you'd have in normal trading don't apply.
Okay.
But I would build with the long-term view in mind and treat the funded challenge pretty much like that is your capital.
Got it.
Because if you trade as you mean to go on, you will serve yourself in the future.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people who do pass funded challenges by, for example, risking 10% a trade.
Okay.
And they can pass them. The issue is that then they go from there into a live account or to their own money. They think they can get away with continuing to trade like that.
Okay.
Statistically, at some point, the math doesn't lie. You will blow your account.
Okay.
You may not happen immediately, but at some point it will happen. Just the law of numbers. You can't get away from it.
Got it. Got it. So what is the percentage of amount which I can risk if I'm starting today?
10 losses in a row
Got it.
and I followed my plan,
Okay.
that was good trading.
Got it.
And I then have the opportunity at the end of a given period of trading to evaluate what I've done and make some improvements, but to accept that I did the best I can with the information I had, with the plan I had. And that what that does, it takes power away from the externals of the market to make you feel up and down. And it gives you a sense of accomplishment in your trading, whether you're making money or not,
Got it.
because it becomes a function of compliance, not whether you made money on any given day or week.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much for your valuable time and and we'll keep the next session as soon as possible we can.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything to the viewers?
I wish everyone every success in their journey in trading.
Yeah. Wish you nothing less than success from Educate to Trade. See you on the next video.